So the cold front came in yesterday, and I made it a point to get out to the hunting property, and I played it pretty safe. I went to my inner plot, which isn't far from my truck, and it is at the far end, north end of the entire property, so I didn't want to disturb much, thinking I might get a doe to come in, which would be an ideal situation. I was pretty disappointed that I didn't see any deer whatsoever, and after I got back to my truck, I figured out why. And it wasn't anything I really did, it was just they were everywhere else but where I was on the property. And I had deer all over my trail cameras, and that's encouraging because that meant that my expectation was correct, it just wasn't at the right spot. So the cold front that hit yesterday is actually pretty fleeting, and that's why I'm mostly going out tonight. I still have winds coming out of the north directly, which gives me a lot of options for stands, and I'm gonna actually take advantage of that tonight and go a little bit deeper into the property. And the reason I'm doing that is not necessarily for a doe, but if one shows up, I definitely will probably take a shot. But what I have talked about in previous videos is unless you have a buck showing up during daylight that is worth a buck tag, I wouldn't even try it. Well, one showed up last night. So there's this 10 or 12 pointer that has been showing up occasionally in the evenings, late at night, early in the morning, a couple times during the past couple weeks. But last night he actually came out to several areas during shooting light. So I'm going to go ahead and get a little close to where he was showing up. And again, I think the wind direction is going to provide me enough cover to make sure that I don't spook anything beyond what's coming out directly at me from where he was coming. So that's what I'm doing. I am going to get directly out to the stand, and I will meet you out there.
All right, well, I made it up in the tree stand a little later than I was hoping. It's about 10 to 5. The sundown is at 6:45, which means I had till 7:15 to shoot. Took me a little bit longer because I had to take care of a couple truck cameras. I needed some new batteries. So, wish I was up here about a half hour earlier, but it is what it is. It is a beautiful night. As I mentioned at the opening, there is a nice 10-point buck that I've already shown you. That is, I think he's pretty local. He's been showing up pretty frequently in the evening. When I say evening, I mean at night, outside of shooting hours. But yesterday, he showed up right here, right at sundown. So I'm here today because I really think I have a 50-50 chance of seeing him tonight. So you never know, a doe might show up as well. But yeah, I think that this could be a potential, especially with the cold front getting out of here as well. So I don't think I'll be out the next couple of days. The wind direction is going to shift out of the east and the south, which I don't have a lot of good stands at all for anything out of the east. So I'll probably do some other things. Again, I wasn't planning on being out here, but yeah, this buck is, he's a pretty good sized buck. I'm trying to figure out what he was from last year, but he could be 4. I don't think he's 5. His body structure doesn't look that big, but he's nice and wide and tall. So I want to get a good look on him. I love being close to the corn. I'd like to be here too before the corn gets picked. So a lot of corn that's being picked around the area. So yeah, we'll check her out. Let's see. You never know. Well, it's 6:10, and it's been predictably slow. And that's because there's no food around me other than the corn that's out in the cornfield. So with the corn up and pretty much travel corridors, if something's going to happen, it's going to happen quick. So that buck didn't come out until 6:45 yesterday, which is sundown, so we have about 35 minutes. Hopefully he makes an appearance. Let's see.